Hello, my name is Keith Bailey. I am back to do another season of NFL predictions for you. Looking forward to get this new season started, I'll tell you that. I'm going to start off tonight by doing power rankings. I have my notebook right here, my handy dandy notebook. Teams ranked 32 through 1. Now, I realize with something like power rankings, you get a lot of fans of the game that don't agree with where you place their favorite team or another team or whatever the case. All I want you guys to know is that this is all opinionated. This is what I think. I've analyzed everything about the team. You don't need to prove to me why they should be higher or prove to me why they should be lower. This is just my opinion. I know everything about every single team in the league. That's how I operate. I'm going to college to go into a sports management major, and I got accepted into SUNY Cortland in upstate New York, which is one of the best sports schools in the state. So I know what I'm doing. It's all an opinion. So don't leave hateful comments. This is all my opinion. I'm going to start with number 32, the Jaguars. I know, the Jaguars. You see, though, when you're a team that likes to lose, yeah, they won 4 of their last 8 games last year. However, when you pick up Blake Bortles as early as you do, and don't do something like trade away your pick because you should be confident he might still be on the board at 9 or 10, what's stopping them? They could have picked up Sammy Watkins because Justin Blackman obviously doesn't have a very good head on his shoulders. He's getting banned all the time, substance abuse. Jacksonville, they are a mess, but there's hope for the future. Blake Bortles gives them that. Whether he was taken 3rd or 70th, Blake Bortles gives them hope. So, there you go, Jacksonville fans. Something to look up about. 31, Oakland Raiders. Now, I love what Oakland has done this offseason. They had a fantastic draft, first of all. They hit the ball right out of the park. Second of all, picking up Matt Schaub in free agency. He had a rough season last year, we know, but he's an upgrade. He's a major upgrade over the quarterback they had last year. Excuse me. I mean, you got to prove it to me, Oakland. There's one team on here in my bottom 8 that I think has a real shot to go up and end the season a lot higher than they were that I had them out to begin with. And that team is the Raiders this year. Number 30, the Washington Redskins. Picking up Deshaun Jackson was a huge addition to this team. However, we see many classic cases where a very good player goes to a team and that team still sucks. Classic example, the Dream Team Eagles. Randy Moss going to Tennessee. Terrell Owens going to Buffalo. What do all have in common? Let's see, we got the Bills, we got the Titans, we got the Eagles. None of those 3 teams were very good when they picked up the players that they picked up. You got a team like the 3-13 Redskins trying to do it. Will it help? I think it will. Will it answer all the problems? I don't think so. You got to prove it to me, Washington. Prove to me that you're making all the right decisions this offseason, because you went 3-13 last year after a 10-6 breakout season from Robert Griffin III. You guys were thoroughly embarrassed last year, and he had the second. You didn't even pick in the first round of the draft because you gave up so much just to get Robert Griffin III, which so far I'm starting to wonder if this deal really did pan out based on RG3 giving up all those draft picks, whether or not it was really good enough to be able to get him, especially considering the season they just had. So this is a huge season for the Redskins. If they do not do well this season and they miss another first-round pick next year, it's going to be a long decade for Washington Redskin fans. Next up, 29, the Houston Texans. All right. I know a lot of people that have Houston in the top the close to the top 20s, like 21, 22, because yes, they're talented. Yes, they had the first pick in the draft, and yes, they have made moves this offseason. But in my opinion, when you win only 2 games the entire year and you lose the other 14, however you want me to hold that up in fingers for, I can't even hold it up on 2 hands. Almost 3. But other than that, when you lose that many games and not be 32 going into the next season, that's already a gift in itself, in my opinion. And I moved the Texans up 3 notches. I don't think they deserve to move up 10 based on how good they were 2 years before they went 2-14. Doesn't matter. They were a 2-14 ball club last year, point blank. Case Keenum, they got rid of him. They picked up Fitzpatrick. I think that was a good pickup. That's an upgrade at quarterback. But then again, I'll say it. When you win just 2 games, I'm not going to move you up 10 spots. You have to prove it to me. You have to prove to me that you deserve it. 27, Tennessee Titans. My favorite team still. They gave up, trying to end the bias. Alteron Werner, Chris Johnson went to the Jets. Glad Chris Johnson is gone. I think it's going to be addition by subtraction for that team, personally. Alteron Werner, I think, is going to be subtraction. There's other players that just gotta step up. But other than that, 7-9 ball club last year with a very tough schedule. You would think to see around the 20 to 16 range in the power ranking for the next year. I have Tennessee at 27th for the particular reason that they did lose a lot of good players. And they're a wishy-washy team. One of the things I think they got upgraded was their coach, because, in my opinion, Ken Whisenhunt is a lot better than Mike Munchak. And Ray Horton is a very good defensive coordinator, picking up a very decent defense. He has a lot of toys to play with, a lot of young players on this team. And Ken Whisenhunt is an emotional coach. He has shown emotion, and I think that's going to drive a young team like Tennessee. I think they could move up this year. But they could have a disaster. They could have a disastrous year in the first year without Chris Johnson on this team. It could be an explosion kind of disaster year. So I'm not sure where this team's going to go. They're either going to be decent or they're either going to be really bad. That's my take on it. So 26, Buffalo Bills. A lot of people are pegging Buffalo to be an 8-8 team this year. Some are even, I know, thinking they could challenge the Patriots for the division crown. Sammy Watkins was a good pickup, but was it really worth trading a first rounder for next year to jump up a couple spots to get him? That is the question. You can only really pull that off if you're a good team in the NFL and you have the depth to be able to withstand losing a first-round draft pick the next year. Not a lot of teams can withstand something like that. Falcons did the same thing. They moved up. I think they traded a first-rounder and they got Julio Jones. It paid off. Yes, they were bad this season, but at the time of the trade, they had a very good season 2 years ago. They almost went to the championship game. And if you're a good team, it pays off because you have that depth. For the Bills, I don't know if it's going to work. Let's just be honest here. The Buffalo Bills haven't really had the best track record the last, 15 years has it been? Ever since Tennessee kicked them out in the Music City Miracle. Alright. And my last team I'm going to do for the night, and then I'm going to hang it up, is the Miami Dolphins. 25. They were a very, very wishy-washy team last year. They started 3-0. Then they were 4-6, and then they were 8-6, and then they lost 2 straight games. When you beat a team like the Patriots and go 8-6 or 7-6, whatever they ended up going, that puts you on a high. And that gives you this sense of momentum in beating a team like that. And coming out the last 2 weeks that they did and putting up duds like those is embarrassing. I don't know how they're gonna do this year. They could either be they could be very good, they could be very bad, or they could be mediocre. You can't say that about a lot of teams. I want to say that about the Dolphins because I really don't know. They have shown, well, they showed last year that they could beat the best, the Patriots. They've shown last year that they can crumble Week 17 against the Jets. And they've shown last year that they can be mediocre. On many different occasions, they showed that. So, we'll see what happens. But those are the first 8. I'm going to do 24 through 15 on another night. I'm going to do 14 through 9 on another night. And then 8 through 1, I'm thinking I might do all that at once, or I might split it up 8 different days, just create some suspense and have some videos in here. But I have not forgot about you guys, my subscribers. And if you've been with me for so long, you would know that I had a very good season last year picking games. I think the best season I've ever had when it came to picking games. So we'll see how I do this year, huh? All I have to say is that this is going to be a very good season, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you guys. I'm going to do the whole 9 yards, the recap, the power rankings, the picks. I'm going to do it all. I'm here to stay here on YouTube. You're only going to see me seasonally, particularly during football season. So from July to February, you got me. So just want to let you know I'm not going to be one of those YouTubers that does one season and bails out. I'm here to stay. So stay tuned, everyone. Thanks for watching this. I will have another video up soon, ranking 24 through 17. Good night, everyone.